Have you ever listened to a podcast in half speed?
Yes.
It's like they're talking. Okay, but it's like they're drunk when they're talking, isn't it?
Yeah, should we do it now?
Swearing spoilers and opinions. If you want to have a bit of fun when you're listening to this episode coming up, then change the speeds. There you go.
Hello and welcome to 250 Reasons to Stay Indoors. I'm Jordan.
Ding dong, it's Keiran here.
And this is the podcast where we watch the IMDb top 250,000 films. Where the hell? We watch the IMDb top 250 films and we let you know whether they were worth watching or whether you should go outside. What are we watching this week, Keiran?
This week we are watching Die Hard.
Or Die Another Day.
No, we're not.
Yeah, no, we're watching Die Hard. Have you seen the film before?
I have never seen the film before, but let me tell you first of all, it came out in the year 1988.
Okay.
And it is the number 121 on the list.
The number 121.
It is the number 121.
Yeah. So you haven't seen the film?
No, never seen it, but I keep hearing about it, and I'm an avid fan of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And
yeah, it gets dropped a lot in that, doesn't it?
A hell of a lot. So I'm intrigued.
Okay. I've watched it, but it was a long time ago. I could barely remember any of it.
Oh.
So what do you think it's about?
I know that it's Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Saving the day.
Yeah.
And I have seen the poster.
Yeah.
And it's a building. So it looks to me like the Twin Towers in the picture.
Right.
But I don't know if it's in the Twin Towers. I don't know, like he saves a bunch of people from fatal death in a big tower block, and I don't know, like the thing's gonna fucking collapse or something. But it's I feel like it's a classic action. There's some shit that's going down, and Bruce Willis saves the day.
Right.
There's nothing. I don't think there's anything more complicated than that.
Okay.
There's a romance at some point, maybe. All right. What do you think could have happened?
Well, taking the name quite literally, I think that possibly it could be the story of how Bruce Willis took down a major tournament of Dungeons and Dragons, and he die hard with his dice.
No, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So he's like serious, like so that's like a term that they use maybe for, you know, like he played hard, he die hard.
Maybe it's a film about a murder scene at a porn set, and the
that's better. I like that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. See where I was going there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Bruce Willis investigates
someone who died hard.
A fatal erection.
A fatal erection. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Should we go and watch the film?
Deathly boner. Yeah.
What?
Deathly boner.
Yeah.
By the way, Merry Christmas, everyone. This is your festive episode.
Oh, yeah. Hope everyone enjoyed their Christmas turkey.
I hope you're somewhat recovered from the Boxing Day leftovers and everything.
Yep. I hope you've started making your way through all the chocolate if you haven't eaten it already.
How many presents have you returned so far? I'm predicting that you will have returned about 3 pairs of trousers. I don't know.
Why? Who are you talking to?
I don't know. There'll be someone who's received loads of trousers and they've returned 3 of them.
How was your Christmas, Keiran?
My Christmas was very French.
Yeah?
Yeah, I can tell you that it was very French.
You go back to the motherland?
Well, I was born in the UK, so... But yeah, very French and full of cheese and bread, which I think my stomach is still permanently lined with.
Yeah.
And but
naturally,
but my French family is dealing with vegetarianism quite well.
Oh, good.
Last year was the first vegetarian Christmas, and they were weirdly accepting of it. I think because my mum was just going to be like, if anyone fucking says anything, I will kick at you. Yeah, so it's been fine. How was your Christmas?
Yeah, it was nice. My dad got a dog, actually.
Your dad got a dog?
Yeah. Not for Christmas, but sort of a couple of weeks beforehand. So we've just had a puppy running around for Christmas. It's been really fun. Yeah. Nice.
What's his name?
Dexter.
Ah, yeah, man. That's wicked.
Dex is a lab. Dexter's lab. Is a Labrador. Dexter's lab.
Okay, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
And I like it. It's fine. I don't like the show Dexter.
What about Dexter?
I don't like the show Dexter. No,
What, the serial killer or Dexter's Laboratory?
it's the serial killer.
Oh, well, it's good, but then it drops off, I guess.
There you go. All right.
Okay, let's go
watch
the film.
Die Hard. Yeah.
And we're back with a couple of fast thoughts. Shoes.
Barefoot.
Well, vest.
Wife beater. I mean, I'm sorry.
What are you doing?
Classic Germans.
Ah, fuck. Snape.
Stupid stunts.
80s.
Smoking.
Limo drivers.
Dumb cops.
Smart black guys.
Dickhead press.
That's it.
Fine.
Yeah, no, that's it.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
No, that doesn't count.
Well, it's in there.
Exclude it from your memories, please, listeners.
Oh.
So we've reached that time, as we do every time.
Where Jordan pads for time whilst I explain to you what the 15-second pitch is. Listeners, if this is your first time, then I would like to tell you that the 15-second pitch is something where I explain the synopsis of the film in 15 seconds, precisely in 15 seconds. I try really hard and sometimes it's really difficult to do.
Couldn't have described it better myself. So, are you ready?
I think so.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
John McClane goes to find his wife at a Christmas party. A bunch of terrorists want to steal some money, and so he goes in and kills a bunch of the terrorists. He kills all of the terrorists at the end of the day. The FBI do fucking nothing. He saves the day, and he goes home.
You were trying to find like more
something
stuff
else
going on,
but there's nothing else to say.
There really isn't. 15 point
Jordan
8.5.
But how do we do this then?
8.5.
It's
But
8
the decimal after the normal the Jordan math
Yeah.
one.
Surely that's 8.
Which we all know Jordan math. If it's 8, then we round
up.
Yeah.
In which case we round down because it's 5.
No, we round up because it's 8, isn't it?
Oh no.
Yeah. So it's 16.
No. Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if it was like 15.7, then it would go down to 15.
This is disappointing.
15.8.
Can I not have a Christmas miracle, Jordan?
All right then, yeah, because it's Christmas.
No, I don't want you to give me our sympathy. No, I fucked it, and that's it.
Okay.
That's all we can say.
Actual synopsis.
I'd like to sprinkle some Christmas songs every now and then.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
How does the film start? It starts with John McClane arriving.
Jingle bells. Yes.
John McClane arrives
on the first day of Christmas.
California.
Yes.
Alan, California.
Yeah.
He arrives in California.
Can we give some backdrop on who John McClane is?
No.
Please?
No, because we don't get it at that point in the film. We could just go through this very easily and very quickly if you just allow me.
You know what? You just go ahead.
Okay.
I'll just sing Christmas songs.
Yeah. So John arrives in California. He's here to see his wife. He gets in a limousine that has been brought to him by his wife. The limo driver is called Argyle. He's a funny little dude. He drives him to the place where the party is, which is the hotel building that his wife works at.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly.
So his wife is
La 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 la.
some sort of like high-ranking project manager, sort of second in command to the guy who's actually doing the whole project. It's in Japan that they land.
No,
It is in Japan.
it's in LA.
It's definitely in LA. I don't know why I thought it was in Japan. Where
What
did
is
I
it
get
with
that
you
from?
with geography? When we did cinema parody,
I don't know.
Go on.
It's late. The guy, so Argyle drops
on
him
the
off,
first day of Christmas.
and Argyle's like, "Yo, let me know how it goes with your wife. If you need me to find you a hotel, give me a call, and I'll come back, and I'll take you there. If not, give me a call, and I'll bring your stuff in." So
A partridge in a pear tree.
So Argyle's in the bottom of the car park underneath the building waiting, and John goes up. He sees his wife. He's like, "Yo, how's it going?" She's like, "Oh, it's nice to see you." He's like, "I need to freshen up. I need to get changed." So he goes and does that. Meanwhile, whilst they're all in the party having fun,
Do they know it's Christmas time at all?
a group of German terrorists turn up. They lock the place down.
They're not all German.
Well, okay, a group of terrorists turn up. They lock the place down. They one guy is in the front desk, sort of pretending that he's at the front desk. We also see Alan Rickman turn up for the first time, who is playing Hans Gruber, who's the main dude of this, the head honcho, the Hans Gruber. He is
rocking around the Christmas tree.
So they storm the party with their machine guns and start shooting to get everyone's attention. John's obviously in another room. And
chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
And he's like, okay, shit's going down. At the moment, he's only got his vest on and no shoes. And he's like, I gotta get into cop action. So he gets his gun and he starts scoping it all out.
I really can't stay.
Hans Gruber takes the guy that actually started the project. I can't remember his name.
I've got to go away.
Takes him upstairs and he explains that he wants the key code to get into the computer to unlock the safe.
This evening has been...
John comes upstairs and he's hiding behind a table and can see the whole thing going on.
So very nice.
So then, when the guy refuses to give Hans the code, he shoots him in the head. John's like, oh shit, and moves. And they're all like, oh, there's a guy. So then they all like run out and they go to get him and he's already run off. There's a little bit of a fight and a guy, no one dies at this point. No. John escapes into sort of like a hatch and he's like in the walls, in the shit. And he's like rolling around.
Frosty the Snowman
you were running out of Christmas songs, weren't you?
No.
Oh, okay. So there's a situation where one guy is trying to plant like a bomb or something.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
John sneaks up on him, has a fight, and eventually kills him. I was expecting more Christmas music.
No.
John takes the body, puts it in takes it up to the vent, and then drops it in amongst the party. And they're like, and he's written on it, "Now I have a machine gun, motherfuckers, ho ho ho," or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so then they're like, okay, there's a bug in the Matrix. There's a guy who's trying to get us. So now John has a
little donkey. Little donkey.
So now John has a radio, and he's trying to radio for help. Meanwhile, Hans is listening because he's also got a radio because they've cut phone connections. So John is talking to a policeman. Eventually, no, sorry. So John gets onto like an emergency line and requests a police attention, whilst he's on the roof. And Hans is like, "Oh, he must be on the roof because he needs the signal." So they go up to the roof, and there's like a bit of a firefight against shotguns, against machine guns. And the emergency police are like, "Oh,
Santa baby,
we can hear that. The shotgun. Send one policeman." So one fat policeman comes. I can't remember his name, and he's trying to scope it out. I can't remember.
Powell.
Okay. He's trying to scope it out. He goes inside, and the Hans has planned for this. So like, the guy at the reception lets him in. He walks around a bit, and he's like, you know what?
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Bit self-indulgent there.
Thank you.
He walks around. He's like, "Nah, fuck this. It's Christmas. I'm going home." So as he goes to leave, John is watching out the window at the top of the hotel, and he's like, "No, you fucking idiot, come back." And the only way you can think to get this fucking idiot to come back is by throwing a body out of the window. So he throws the body of the guy he killed, another guy he killed, out of the window, and it lands on the car. And at this point, Pal's like, "Oh, there's shit going on." So he starts reversing, and all of the terrorists are like, "Oh no, he's figured it out. So now we need to kill him." So they're shooting, and he's reversing, and he's like on the radio, like,
"Sleigh bells ring, are you listening?
Can we have a few more police officers here, please?" So they send over some more police officers. And then the game starts. And Hans is like, okay, right, so we expected the police to be here the whole time. Basically what goes on is John keeps continuing to take down more and more of the terrorists by using his super cop abilities. And eventually it comes to the point where the FBI are now involved. And the thing that Hans is counting on is that they'll cut the power to try and sort of stop them from mobilizing and sort of get at them. But cutting the power is what allows Hans to get into the vault because it's the final sort of thing to get into it. So the Hans plan plays out in that way.
A beautiful sight. We're happy tonight. Walking in a winter wonderland.
And by this point, Hans and John McClane have been having conversations back and forth.
In the meadow, we can build a snowman.
And even met because Hans has been caught upstairs by John, but he kind of played it off with like an American accent, pretending he was just lost in the party. But John kind of figured out what was going on, and Hans, John gave Hans a gun that didn't have any bullets in it, and then Hans tried to shoot him, and he's like, "Gotcha, motherfucker." But then I don't know how he escapes. Actually, to be honest, I can't remember that bit. But Hans gets away. So to continue, Hans eventually works out that John's wife is there because he sees a TV news thing, a TV news, and it's John's daughter, and he's saying, "Be safe."
Last Christmas, I gave you my heart.
So then from that, and a picture on the wall, Hans is like, you're John's wife. We'll take you as a hostage.
All I want for Christmas is you.
He takes a hostage, and he tells all of the other hostages to go upstairs, but they've actually planned on bombing the top of the building. So when the helicopters come to pick them up, there's a big explosion, and they don't know what's going on, and then they can escape. But there's a showdown between John and Hans because John has found him, and and Hans has a gun to John's wife's head. He makes John drop the gun, but John has a little gun taped behind his back. They have a little bit of a jokey, laughy joke.
Have a holly jolly Christmas.
And then John shoots Hans, and Hans sort of falls out the window, grabbing onto John's wife, and then he lets go.
What?
And then John makes him let go, and then he falls down out of the building.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock.
And he dies. And John gets out, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, yeah, well done, you're a hero." Blah, blah. And then one last terrorist comes out with a gun, and he's like,
I'm dreaming of a white
I'm gonna kill everyone." And
Christmas.
And then Powell shoots him, and it's important because Powell shot a kid before and was like, "I'm not gonna shoot anyone," but then he shot that terrorist, he shot him dead, and then the film ended, and it was the best Christmas ever.
Do you want to sing a Christmas song to finish off?
Feliz Navidad.
Hey, nice.
You want to do some beefs then?
Yeah. Oh, do I want to do some beefs?
First beef. No one ever turned down an aged Brie.
What?
Right at the start of the film, the dickhead that I didn't explain in the synopsis, this guy who's sort of like the third wheel of this whole project building thing, is like this businessy guy who's just a dickhead.
By the way, I didn't hear any of the synopsis that you were saying, by the way, because I was just waiting to sing another Christmas song.
It was a very brief synopsis. I basically just said what you said in the 15 seconds, but just with more words.
Appreciate that.
I don't think there was more content.
That's good.
Okay.
But the dickhead, who's the slimy...
Yeah, the slimy businessman.
Oh, he's a wanker.
Yeah, and he's like doing cocaine and stuff like that. Right at the start, he's trying to hit on John's wife, and he's like, "Hey, you got plans tonight?" And she's like, "It's Christmas Eve. I've got a child." And he's like, I was just thinking maybe nice bottle of wine, an aged Brie." And I mean, to be honest, at this point, as if you'd turn that down.
Okay, so no matter
when
how...
has anyone ever turned down a nice aged Brie?
No matter who the person is, if they're creepy or not, if they're coked up or not, you're like...
You can't say no.
To an aged Brie?
Yeah. How old does it have to be before you can say no? I mean, how old does it have to be before you can say it's aged?
I think it's how young it has to be before you have to say no.
Yeah, you're right.
So I wouldn't eat an...
Always ask the age.
I think it's proportionate. I think it's like how creepy the person has to be. The Brie has to be older for me to deal with it.
Okay, Danny DeVito.
Mate, I want a 20-year-old Brie for that.
You want a 20-year-old Brie?
Yeah. Actually, no, because I think the conversation would be quite good.
Yeah.
If it was... I'm trying to think of a famous creepy person. No.
Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins?
Yeah, the guy that played Hannibal in the films.
I've not seen that, so...
Oh.
Was he not also in The Elephant Man?
Yeah, he was.
Was he the Elephant Man?
No, he was the dashing doctor.
Well, if it's the dashing doctor, I'm going to take a 2-year-old Brie for that.
A 2-year-old Brie. 2-year-old for Anthony Hopkins.
Hey, no, don't be like this. It's Christmas. Come on.
What?
You're being weird.
A 2-year-old Brie.
Thank you. Okay.
Calm down.
When Bruce Willis gets to the party, there's this server? Would you call that a server?
Waiter,
thank you. Who's like, champagne, sir? And then proceeds to give him this red drink.
Did he say champagne?
Yeah, champagne is not red.
No.
Champagne is definitely not red.
America.
Right. Sort your shit out.
Probably from like Champagne, Miami.
Right.
It's just Kool-Aid. It's just fizzy Kool-Aid.
When Bruce was talking to his missus,
yeah,
and he was
old Brucey
was talking to his missus, and he was wearing his wife beater top, so you just really his chest hair was there was like one
dense, isn't it, in one area,
one dense little spot of chest hair. It was fine for the rest of the film, but like it's like in that one scene they were like, no, he needs a little bit more. Just for now, he just needs a little bit more. And there was like a golf ball size of dense chest hair.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck's going on there? No one has chest hair like that. What's going on?
Thank you, Kieran. You've just exposed me because I have chest hair like that. I don't.
You don't, Jordan?
No.
I'll go as far as saying on the record, I've seen you half naked, Jordan. You don't have chest hair like that.
No, that's true.
You don't.
I may have got more hair since you last seen me half naked, though.
I feel like, I don't know. It's not as if you were like, we were kids and now we're adults and because puberty, we've grown more chest hair.
Can happen in 2 years, Kieran.
Have you been specifically grooming your chest hair to have a golf?
Caffeinated shampoo just on my chest for 2 years. It's an experiment.
To have a perfect golf ball.
I want to have a plait.
Oh, that's so gross. That's
I'm not
so. Do you straighten it every morning?
Yeah, no, because I am actually doing that. I do. I have a plait, and it just goes round my body. It's like a hula hoop.
A hula hoop.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm really not enjoying this. Okay.
Hair flavored.
So when the terrorists, God's sake! So when the terrorists come into the building, they kill the receptionist guy, and there's the techie that goes behind the receptionist to go to all of the computers and stuff.
Yeah.
Because as we know, all of the tech stuff is behind the reception desk.
Yeah.
How is it that in any film, this is like not a specific beef with this film, but like loads of films, the techie can just go into any computer like lab or tech place and just get straight to work. Like, oh, I know how all of these systems work on any computer. Like, and then tap, 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 tap. They know what they're doing.
I'd like to think it's probably easier back then because there can't be that much stuff going on. It's the 80s. Like the systems they were using looked very much like it's all word processor based and not, I'm not about to pretend I know even half of what's actually going on in terms of hacking, but
I just don't think that it's right that because especially being that actor.
Well, at least he didn't turn it on and it was a Windows PC that made a Mac noise.
Like in a Wednesday. Yeah. Wow, throwback to like fucking 9 months ago. Yeah, sweet. But just like the I was going to say stage directions. You know what I mean? When you read a script, you've got words and then you've got words in italics,
right.
which are, if you're on stage, they're called stage directions, which are things that you do but you don't say.
Yeah.
For example, this character walks to the right, and so
stage directions.
But on screen, I don't know what the equivalent is. Maybe it's called stage directions. What? Basically, the stage direction on the script would be techie person walks over to the computer and fakes writing on the computer because it's just like
techie person goes over to computer and hacks it.
Exactly, because they just walk over and it's like,
yeah. Have you ever watched Mr. Robot?
No.
This is a TV series based about it's about like hacking and hackers, and apparently everything that they do in that show is accurate in as much as like that would actually work, that hack, like how it works and how they do it and the code and stuff like that they write.
That sounds boring.
Well, yeah, but it's better because there's stuff going on. So Rami Malek, the guy that played Freddie Mercury in the Bohemian Rhapsody film, he's like the main protagonist in the film, in this TV series, and he's like psycho.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cool. Is it though? I'm not sure. I'm not totally convinced of it, but it's cool that they've actually made successful TV show where hacking isn't just something where a person's gone over to a computer and, like you said, gone bloop, bleep, bloop, and it's worked.
Bloop, bleep, bloop. Yeah. There's a smoke grenade that one of the terrorists... Flashbang that one of the terrorists throws.
Unnecessary. Totally unnecessary.
The fuck was the point of that?
It was so over the top.
Why?
Yeah. He could have just shot him. He could have
That's
literally
exactly
just
what
shot
I
him.
thought. That's exactly what I thought.
Was it a security guard that he did it to?
This is the receptionist.
No, it wasn't the receptionist.
It
was just a guy in a suit.
It was just a guy who was waiting for a lift.
He walked up, threw a flashbang, like slid it along the floor. It flashed, and then he ran up to him and shot him. The guy didn't even know he was there, and he wasn't even armed. Like, he had no idea what was going on.
Completely pointless.
Just blind and then shot.
It just makes it harder for you to shoot the guy.
It's just a waste of a flashbang.
God's sake.
Madness.
I just have this idea that, like, the head of the, like, well, they're all sitting there in the truck, but when they're on the way there, how are you going to kill someone? I'm going to throw a flashbang, and then I'm going to go up to them, I'm going to fucking shoot them just like that. And it's like, well, he's there, he's got the flashbang in his hand because that's what he's planned, and he's not going to not do it.
I feel like it's more, they were going through the bag of stuff in the van on the way there. It's like, oh, dude, we got some flashbangs. Oh,
sick.
Dude, give me one. I want to try something.
I want to waste some time.
Yeah, I want to play hockey with it.
That's what it looks like, isn't it?
I hated the fact that he didn't wear shoes. It pissed me off to no end that he all the stuff, like, why did he have to? I can get behind the fact that he didn't put a t-shirt on, that he just wore a vest. Like, fine, whatever. But
he killed enough bad guys that you would have killed.
You would have. Just his feet looked disgusting, and it's not even hard to put on shoes, is it? It doesn't take that long.
Well, he says that the first guy he kills, who, by the way, the way that he killed that person, he's like got this whole fucking moral compass. I'm a cop, and so I shouldn't be shooting people, even though he's a fucking terrorist. And it's like, that's the one time that you definitely do have a license to kill someone. You're a bloody cop, like for God's sake.
It's already explained that he doesn't play by the rules, Keiran. Because in that fight, he's like, you won't hit me because you're, what's that? Because you're a cop, and there are rules for cops. Yeah, that's what my captain keeps telling me. And then he punches him in the face. Yeah,
so they have a fucking wrestling match.
Broken.
They have a wrestling match, and he ends up killing him by they just fall down the stairs. And I'm like, you were gonna kill him anyway, just shoot him. Like so many of this stupid fucking film is like, just shoot the guy, you know?
Yeah.
Just shoot the anyway.
It's not as fun.
So he goes and he kills the dude, and then he takes off his shoes. Yeah. So that he can try them on, and he's like, oh, how is it that the first person I kill in this whole fucking thing has got size 6 feet or something like that? And it's like, okay, you've made a point of telling us.
I missed that. I didn't.
Yeah. He says that.
So he's made a point.
So he's made a point of being like, I can't fit in these shoes. Yeah. But there's a whole bunch of other people that he kills, doesn't try on their shoes.
Just go back for your shoes, or just like
he can't just run.
There must be shoes somewhere, or make like some sort of makeshift shoe.
Exactly.
It's not good to be walking around on your feet when you. I mean, it just doesn't seem like he'd be able to pull off as much stuff with bare feet. I don't know. So when he was calling in the thing, and I kind of mentioned this in the synopsis, where they hear the shots fired over the radio, the emergency police service, whatever, and they send one police officer.
For fuck's sake! Like, surely at any point where you hear loads of shots being fired,
it just sounds like this woman is literally being intentionally obstructive.
Yeah,
like, she's like, "So I'm sorry, but this line is for emergencies." He's like, "Yeah, what the fuck do you think I'm doing? Trying to order a pizza?" Like, yeah, no. To be honest, yeah, what do you think he's doing on that line? He's telling you that there's a serious event, and you're just not believing him because what? Because there was an emergency called there, and people already left.
Even it's a hoax. Like, you go and check it out.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. And then they heard shots, because they literally, when we know they heard shots, because they like recoiled because it was loud in their ears.
Exactly.
And then they're like, okay, yeah, no, send one police officer down.
Stupid as hell.
Stupid.
For God's sake.
So stupid.
Like, this dumb as hell. And oh, by the way, when he goes and he writes on the person's chest, I've got a machine gun now.
Yeah.
And so he's now got a red pen.
Yeah.
And then he's at the top of the elevator shaft.
Has he got a red pen, or is it blood?
Oh, okay. Could be blood. But he's also got a black Sharpie where he writes the names on his arm. So he's just got a full...
Just write it in black Sharpie.
He's just got a full stationery set, as you know. Like,
God's sake. Is that a full stationery set, really, Keiran? 2 pens?
But where is... Okay, there's a bunch of offices. Okay, sorry. I'll take that back. You win that one. That point where he's running away from the baddies, like for the second out of a million
Baddies.
times.
How old are you?
9, and he jams his gun into the fan.
Yeah,
Bullshit. That didn't
That
happen.
doesn't make sense, does it?
That didn't
He's
happen.
like, he jammed his gun into the fan, but it was only jammed there because his hand was holding the gun there. Essentially, it's just his hand is holding the fan.
There's a big stunt that happens as well where he's like, so stupid. Like there's no way of getting out of this ventilation shaft, and so he like. There's a really, really long and deep ventilation shaft that goes the whole length of the building, and he's
You mean the elevator shaft?
No. It's not the elevator shaft.
It is the elevator shaft.
No, it's not the elevator shaft.
It is the
where he's
elevator
jumping
shaft.
from one to the other.
Yeah, it's the
There's
elevator
no
shaft.
elevator cords.
No, it was the elevator
No,
shaft.
no, because he when he finally jumped,
It was the elevator shaft.
it's the ventilation shaft because when he jumps
It's the
from,
elevator shaft. There's just vents in it.
when he jumps from one to the other,
Yeah.
he goes into a
Yeah, 'cause
ventilation shaft.
there's vents inside.
He's in a big shaft.
You're a fucking big shaft.
He's in a big fucking tube, and he's
He did a big space tube.
Oh my God, Jordan, just please let me finish on this big shaft.
That's what she said.
And it's Christmas, Jordan. Come on, have some respect. And basically, he's jumping from one ledge to another.
There's ledges now, is there? Make up your mind.
On no day of the week is he making that jump. On no day of the week is he making that jump. It's just fucking not happening.
Even Christmas Day?
Not even Christmas
The day of miracles?
No, he's not making that jump.
Oh.
So he would have died. Like several times he would have died. That's one of them. Not having it. Fucking bullshit. He goes into the ventilation shaft. And he's got a lighter in his pocket. He gets the lighter out, flicks the lighter, full fucking beam of light on his face. Bullshit. It would have been like a tiny little, I can see a little bit far in front of me.
Yeah, that's one thing that really pisses me off is just like, who actually has ever used a lighter for light? I mean, I know we live in a brilliant world where we have phones that have torches on them, but I can't imagine that a lighter actually ever gave enough light to see anything.
No, I think there would have been. It would have been significant.
Oh, so now you're saying there is light. You're going back on your story,
I'm saying there would have been some light, but not as much light as there was on the thing. It's like...
discredited.
Jordan.
Discredited.
What are you doing? No. This is not okay.
No, yeah, it is. Yeah, discredited.
There's a point where he's in a fancy room.
Yeah.
Where he's trying to get the attention of the cop car downstairs.
Yeah.
And so he throws a chair against a window so he can smash the window.
Yeah.
And he eventually throws a body out onto the cop car.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a fucking balcony on that floor.
Is there?
I swear I saw a balcony. And in any case, open a window. Open a window. Surely there are windows you can open and therefore throw something out that way.
But it might be one of those type of windows that opens upwards and out towards you. In which case you can't really... How do you do that? Because you've got to lift the body above your head and over that. That's hard.
But like, even still, if the guy is like, he wants to smash a fucking window...
Yeah.
Then surely, like, you can force open, like, the hinges on the window mechanism. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm sorry, Keiran. When were you an expert on escaping a building and opening, like breaking and entering?
If this guy is using brute force to stop a mechanical fan from operating, and if he's smashing a window...
He's not using brute force. He's using science. Using the weight of the gun... to stop the motion of the fan. It's very, very simple science.
His wife beater top goes from a pristine white to like the murkiest...
Oh my God, in like 2 scenes, isn't it? It's like it's like dirty and then it's a different top.
Yeah,
It goes from, like,
exactly.
White with blood on to brown.
Yeah, just instantly.
Yeah.
No, I'm not having it. I can believe that his feet get that gross, but not his top. Like there would still be white patches on his top. Like I'm just not having it. When Hans is going away from... So Hans usually stays where all the hostages are and talks to people on the radio, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
He's not doing radio call-ins, as in the walkie-talkies. Hi, long-time listener, first-time caller.
Hello, listener. I can't do it.
Alan Rickman.
Hello, listener.
It was just Snape, by the way.
Especially
when he talked for the first
into
time.
that German accent, could he? He just couldn't do it.
I wasn't having it. But anyways, very good.
Thank you.
Not bad. So he goes off and he basically he's trying to find John, and he stumbles upon John, but John doesn't recognize Hans by face
No.
because he's not seen Hans before. But Hans is talking with a
Yeah,
terrible
you'd get by
American
the
accent.
voice. It's
And it's like,
ridiculous.
for fuck's
But he
sake.
does tell, doesn't he? He
He
tell.
can eventually, but like after they've had a scene of like, oh, is John gonna?
My name's Clay.
Yeah, and it's like
Clay American man.
we don't need this scene. Just shoot him.
God, okay. I see how you feel about this. One of the things I saw that kind of pissed me off. So when the reporter is trying to get into the house to speak to his daughter,
Yeah,
to get like a scoop, he's like, "Listen, you let me in, otherwise I'll contact the INS."
he's speaking to the housemaid, not the kid, by the way.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, the housemaid who is like
Classic Mexican
Spanish,
housemaid, by the way.
Mexican. And he's like threatening to call the whatever they
Immigration
are, like,
services?
immigration services. Yeah, and she's like, oh, so she obviously is like, she lets him in after that. Why does every fucking time a Mexican person or something like that have to be threatened by, like, why did she have to be an illegal immigrant? Because that's the only reason why that's the only reason why
Exactly.
that would have been an issue.
Exactly.
Because otherwise she would have been like, well, go ahead, but I'm legally here, so there's no issues. But like, it's just like that was literally just racist because
Exactly.
he assumed that she was illegal, and the film.
And the film
like,
backing that up by her being like, "Oh yeah, I am an illegal immigrant. Of course I am, because
it
I'm
just,
the one
like,
Mexican
allowed his
person."
racism to go unchecked.
Yeah.
and like that message is just now out there.
Fucking-
It really pissed me off.
Yeah.
It was just like, come on, man.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I didn't write that down, but I definitely clocked that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fucking annoying. And by the way, that just it's just like showing the savageness of journalism
Yeah.
and stupid shit like
Bad.
that. In the last like 15-20 minutes of the film, there's like a whole load of no, go upstairs, no, go downstairs, no, go upstairs, no, go downstairs. Because
He's behind you.
yeah, it could easily be that. Now, so there's a point where they're all on the roof because the baddies have told them to go onto the roof.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we're gonna all take helicopters out, but then all the hostages are just gonna get blown up or something like that. I don't know. But then Bruce is like, no, it's a double cross. Everyone go downstairs. He's trying to get their attention. The way he gets their attention is he's got a machine gun and he shoots it in the air, gets their attention and he's like, okay, now everyone, I've killed all the bad guys who are immediately here. Everyone go the fuck downstairs and just escape because there's going to be a massive explosion. So everyone understands that message. They're still screaming, but they're going downstairs. But he continues to fire his fucking machine gun in the air whilst there isn't an FBI helicopter just flying around. You are not like, what the fuck are you doing?
I get that pissed you off. Let me just offer one potential. I'm not saying that's what happened,
Go on.
but this is how I took it, was that was just shot as if it was from different perspectives in the same time because he did the same movement. That's the only reason why I think it might have been that.
Okay.
So instead of it being like he shot loads in the air and then was like, everyone go downstairs and then continued to shoot, I thought it was like he shot loads in the air and was telling people to move, and then we saw from the helicopter's perspective him shooting in the air and telling people to move.
I don't know, because I am quite sure that we saw him shooting from his perspective, and then we went to the at the same time but like different location in the building when you've got Hans and the Mrs. McLean and the other guy,
famous other guy,
the second in command terrorist guy,
big German blonde guy.
Yeah, him. And so basically there was a point where it felt to me like there was a definite like 10-15 second gap between those two things happening. If it was literally like you see it from John's perspective and then straight away you see it from the FBI helicopter, then
maybe they were just
yeah.
thinking, these guys have probably already forgotten what just happened. Let's go on again.
The fact that we're even having this conversation is like, what the fuck? And just fucking stupid.
Well, the helicopter pilot after that bit was trying to, no, not the pilot, the gunman, the FBI agent, because it was the FBI trying to shoot him, just like has got a massive machine gun and just can't hit him. Like, and it just like, when you see things like that, it's like, man, no, you wouldn't hit him.
There's
wouldn't hit him.
Absolutely, you wouldn't hit him.
There's no way he got away with that.
So the way that he, the place that John McClane finds himself is that he's on the roof. FBI helicopter is shooting him because they think that he's a terrorist, and there's loads of C4 explosives like on the roof as well. and he knows that they're about to explode.
Mm.
So what he does is he gets this fire hose, wraps it around his waist,
Yeah.
and jumps off the building at the same time as the explosion goes off and the helicopter goes in flames. And so he is like jumped off the building. The fire hose detaches itself from the wall.
Yeah.
But just about catches itself on like the edge of the
Catches itself on something we can't actually see.
yeah, and then and so what happens is John McClane is now like dangling off the side of the building, and he like pushes himself off from the side of the building to then get like some distance between himself and the building to shoot the glass and then like smash into the glass.
Yeah.
To go inside the building and then detach himself from the fire hose. The point where he is against the building and then needs to like push himself off the building. What we saw, he like fucking flew 10 meters in the air when he pushed himself off the side of the building. You would just go, and then just be straight back on the building again. You would not get nearly the amount of momentum you would need to fire the gun and then smash into the glass. Bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on that.
But maybe
bit.
he's a super strong New York police cop.
Jordan, no.
No?
When he
Are you
kills,
denying that he's a super strong police New York cop?
I'm saying that he's not got like fucking frog legs where he can just like jump as far as he fucking likes. So
Do
that
you
he
have
can.
any understanding of the basic training that a New York police cop?
I'm
has to
too
go
mad
through?
right now, Jordan. I'm furious with this film. And also, oh my god. So he's told all of the hostages to go down from the roof, right? And then there's like a flash cut. Instantly, they're all downstairs.
Yeah.
How the fuck did they all get downstairs? They would have not been able to use the lifts because the lifts are operational. But then somehow they're using the lifts again, like
Why
a different.
can they not use the stairs?
Because it's not that quick to go down. Like,
But it's a
fucking-
flash cut.
It's no, because it's
Time
like
isn't insinuated. It's just from this point to this
every
point.
other time in the film, Jordan. It's
Yeah.
like time is relative as opposed to them there being flash cuts between different things.
No, it's
Where-
the end of the film though. There's no more stakes.
What?
done,
So,
isn't
what?
it?
So we can just jump around in time and it's no big deal.
Yeah, we could have jumped to John being home.
I'm not dealing with this, Jordan. No, and
I think you're splitting hairs there, Kieran.
no, I don't think so.
That's a silly beef.
My biggest beef at the end, this
Okay.
would just this like absolutely infuriated me. There's this whole big showdown between the really big angry blonde German terrorist and John McClane. The reason why the blonde guy is so pissed off is that John McClane killed the first terrorist that he killed was this guy's brother.
Yeah.
And so there's been several times throughout the films where this blonde guy has tried to kill John McClane, but he's not been able to do it because John McClane is fucking super ninja guy, whatever. And they have this big showdown where they have a fist fight, whatever, there's guns. John finishes the fight by hanging him with chains.
Yeah.
And he's clearly dead. This guy is so clearly dead.
I didn't even think about that.
He's hanging from chains from his neck, from his fucking neck,
Yeah.
Jordan. And then at the end of the film, when John McClane and all the hostages and bloody everyone else is walking out, and then he says hello to the black police officer guy, and they're like, oh, hello, blah, 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 blah. All of a sudden, this blonde guy comes out of fucking nowhere, like Shaun of the Dead bullshit zombie fucking wanker. Like, where the hell did you come from? How are you alive?
2 words, Kieran. Die hard.
What?
Die hard.
What?
He's hard to die.
I'm done. I'm done.
No, but to be fair, I was thinking that when he hung him with the chain, it looked like he just wrapped the chain around his neck a couple of times. That's not a knot.
Doesn't have to be a knot, Jordan. The guy was clearly out. He was out.
Yeah, but it's not a knot. That doesn't make sense. Like, he would just unravel, and like the weight of a person. If you've just got imagine a piece of rope just wrapped around you a couple of times, it's just going to unravel. So maybe that's what happened. There you go. Clace Coast. Clace Coast.
Clace Coast.
So, have you got any bits and bobs?
80s kids are weird.
Why?
The way that she answered the phone. It's like at the start of the film.
What? Just like, hello, McLean residence, Molly speaking.
Yeah. I was like, No kid does that.
I did that.
No, you didn't.
Hello, dear residents. Jordan speaking.
Did you really?
How may I help you today?
I don't believe that. There were 2 tits in this film for the genitalia tab. I'm so sick of
Mate,
this.
yeah, you need to just get past this. You're bringing everyone down.
It was Snape. That was another thing especially when he started talking, because he got into his accent as the film went on. Alan Rickman was the only thing that was keeping me throughout with this film. But like when he started talking at the beginning, he's like, "You're going to learn." No, I can't do it. But he was like, when he was talking, it was like, okay, this is just Snape right now.
Yeah,
that's all the bits and bobs I have. I'm done with this film. Do you have any, Jordan?
Yeah, I do. Not really a beef, but just interesting that Argyle was like really going in there with the asking John if he was divorced after like
fucking shut up,
meeting him for like 10 minutes.
Shut up.
It's like sitting up front. He's like, so there's like loads of girls and stuff like that, man. Or maybe he's married. He's like, he's married. Like, oh, so what's the deal, man? You getting divorced or it's like, no, I don't want to talk about it, man. Nah, come on, man. Tell me, you divorced? She's like, Argyle, man, chill out.
Shut up.
That's a pretty personal question you're asking there.
Yeah, like what the hell?
Yeah, just more points about, I don't know whether...
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I have to pick something up about Argyle. So the only point where I've now realized that maybe I've got my chronology messed up, but like there's no way that Argyle wouldn't have heard some of the shit that happened before he heard it on the radio.
He listened to really loud music, wouldn't he?
Come on. Like he would have felt vibrations through the floor and shit like that. And also, isn't there that point where like he put your man John puts like loads of
C4 elevator shaft,
which looks a lot like the Twin Towers fucking 9/11. He says so. But
are you saying it's an inside job?
Maybe. Yes. So like it just looked like clearly. So much of the building would have been fucked at that point, and Argyle surely would have. I mean, I know he was in the basement parking lot, but you would have definitely known that something was going down. Like what the fuck?
Right at the end, when the police guy shoots the big German man, it's like he's discovered a superpower or something. The way the music is just like. Na 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 na, and he's just standing there, and it's panning slowly over him as like you can see the barrel of the gun, and then it like his face comes into focus, and it's just like the guy that shot a dude that couldn't do shooting before because he shot a kid, just did the shoot, and now he's shot man.
It's just so stupid. At that point, I was like, no.
And my final bit is just that I love it in a TV show when the FBI come in swinging their dick around. Just like, hi, they turn up, and the police officer in charge is like, I'm Chief Officer, what's his name? I'm in charge here. Not anymore, you're not. It's just like, yeah, sit down, mate.
Yeah,
big boys.
Did you hear the white guy Johnson was like, hey, just like Saigon? And it's like, well. Okay, harking back to I think it's Vietnam. I don't know. No. I think I got my history all fucked up. I'm really sorry, but it's like that's just we don't need those. And by the way, all of the European terrorist people was just like a really obvious Cold War reference. And although they're all dressed quite nicely,
very 80s European.
But I like that. I thought it was better than the American 80s.
Yeah, that's fair. If you were to be someone in this film, Keiran, if we were to do the segment where we be someone and change the ending of the film, who would you be?
I would be McClane and not shoot on the roof like a madman because it caused the FBI people to die.
Yeah, that makes sense. I
just thought that was just silly. And you, Jordan?
I would probably be Argyle and not wait under the basement. I probably would have waited outside. Like like in the bit where he drops him off right at the front.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been there because it feels weird that he goes under the car park. Has he not got other jobs to be doing? Like why is he seems to be waiting there for hours?
Because he's a chauffeur specifically for thingy, is he not?
He did say on the phone though that his boss thought he was driving to Las Vegas or something. So that implies that maybe there's other stuff he's supposed to be doing.
I don't think it's like Uber fucking limo. I don't
But
think that's the case.
I don't think his job was to like chauffeur him around. He was supposed to get him from the airport to the hotel, and then he was just like, let me know, I'll book you a hotel if you can't stay.
That's a good point.
So I'd do my job properly.
He's got a good music taste, though.
Yeah, he has. I
Give him
did
that.
like those were great scenes.
Those good bangers.
So who would you bring in?
I've got two options.
Okay.
One of them is, like, as discussed, Snape, just because I feel like he'd be. I mean, I already like the villain, just because he was a good villain, and I like Alan Rickman now. This is now the only other time that I've seen him act in anything, to my knowledge, apart from him being Snape. But my other option, which I think is more viable, is Spider-Man.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely more viable. I mean, magic wizards or a super powered man.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay,
and what are you gonna do with him?
Well, I just think he'd get around a lot easier.
Yeah. So you think he should?
By the way, John McClane.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 70% of the time crawling on the floor.
Yeah.
Why is he always on the floor? Just like
sneaky.
No, because he crawls under a table. Jordan, have you ever crawled under a table? There's fucking legs everywhere.
Have you ever tried to be sneaky?
Yes, I've tried to be sneaky.
And what have you done in that situation?
I've hidden behind walls.
Right, hidden behind walls.
Yeah, invisible, like an iguana.
Like an iguana.
Chameleon.
I was about to say.
But
they're not technically invisible, are they?
But why is fucking John McClane's thing just like, there's a bad guy, immediately fall on the floor? Like,
yeah, sneaky. Prone.
No. But anyway, Spider-Man, there's a whole load of elevator shafts and ventilation shafts and big shafts and shafts. So I'm thinking, like, what we need is someone who can climb on the side of the shaft and not be worried about stupid, unrealistic gymnastic things. And if he's falling off the side of the building, no worries, just fucking swing back into the just fucking zap, fucking from his hand.
Yeah.
Spidey web thing. Spidey web the guns off people.
Yeah.
Just do the Spider-Man would be way better than John McClane, I'm saying.
Yeah.
If he needed to get past the fan, just fucking Spidey web the fan.
Spidey web it all.
Spidey web it all. Spidey web over the glass.
Yeah.
No broken feet. He's got his own suit, so
he's good.
It's fine. Like, that's a guy who would suit up whilst he's running away from the thing. So it's like, fine, taken care of.
Makes perfect sense.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's all good. Don't worry about it.
Hey, don't worry about it. It's Spider-Man.
Who'd you bring in?
Santa.
Okay, go on.
So, I mean, it's Christmas, right? It's Christmas Eve. So I would just love to have Santa sort of see that there's some shit going down and there's some really bad, naughty people.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like coming down, and is this year Santa's not taking any prisoners. And he just arrives, like at one point, we don't even know that Santa's arrived or something. Maybe we hear some jingle bells, like, and we're just like, that's it. It's just like a little, literally in the background. But then there's like a bit where John goes up to the roof and he's like calling the emergency people. And he's like, yeah, what do you think I'm trying to do? Call in a... Hang on a minute. And he looks over and there's a sleigh and reindeer just on the roof. And he's like, okay, what's going on here? Goes over and has a look. And he like peers over. He just hears behind him like, ho, ho, ho. What you doing with my sleigh, boy? And then Santa would just like team up with John. He'd be like, give me the lowdown, John. You've been a good boy.
I like that Santa Claus is like a Western black man. This is nice. This is changes from the typical white guy.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, well, I mean, that is what Santa is.
Yeah, this is cool. I just had this idea of Santa Claus just like walking into the the main the place where they're holding all the hostages and stuff. And on one hand, he's got like an AK-47, shoots loads of bad guys, or he's like threatening someone. And on the other hand, he's got the naughty and nice list. And he's like saying all the names of the people. Okay, well, did you just kill someone? Yeah, you're definitely not on the nice list anymore. You're on the naughty list. You're on the naughty list. You're going to get a bag of coal this year. Yeah.
I'm still thinking of like a 70s black Santa, like just walking in like, ho, 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 and not a pimp in sight.
Hey. Nice one. Cool. Would you stay indoors to watch Die Hard?
Yes.
Why?
It's the best Christmas film in the world.
Are you fucking kidding?
ever?
Have
Come
you
on. Where's
seen
your Christmas
Elf?
Spirit?
Have you seen Elf?
Get out of here with that weak shit.
What? No. No. Okay. Next year, listeners, you guys are going to have to recommend a good Christmas film for us to watch.
Die
because
Hard 2.
We're not. There's no fucking way I'm watching another one
Die
of these
Hard 3.
bullshit
Die
films.
Hard 4.
No, I'm not
Die
watching.
Hard 5.
No, Jordan, we're not watching.
I think that's it.
I'm not staying indoors for this. I'm staying hard outdoors.
You're staying hard outdoors.
Well, this sounds weird, but like, I'm staying outdoors big time. Like,
Fatal erection.
I'm not staying indoors for this film. No way. I'll be out in the cold, making a snowman and eating mince pies.
Yeah.
Fuck this.
Okay, well, fair enough. So what are we watching next week?
Howl's Moving Castle.
The Castle That Can't Be Stopped.
Okay, so listeners, join us next week for Howl's Moving Castle. If you... Jordan, I don't know why he found that so hilarious, but he's out. Watch Howl's Moving Castle.
Bye.
And we'll see you next week. Bye. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And also Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, Kieran, what's brown and sticky?
A stick.
Oh.
What's
What's
black and white and red? Up.
newspaper?
Penguin rolling down a hill.
Oh. So,
bad.
if you liked those jokes, you might want to listen to some more of those jokes. And you can do that by listening to us on any place where you get your podcasts. That could be Stitcher, that could be Acast, it could be Apple Podcasts or Spotify or Podbean, or it could be one of those obscure Android apps that just collates podcasts from all over the world. We're accessible, and you can listen to what we're doing, on the street. With the people at 250 Reasons on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, we're quite active. We do a lot for ourselves, and of course, if you've got any suggestions of films that you'd like us to talk about, because we do that now, you can send those in to 250reasons@gmail.com, and that's literally all I've got to say. I've got nothing else. So just gonna stop talking and let you get on with your day.
I'm stressed.
Yeah, it sounds like I'm stressed,
But it's over.
I'm feeling fine.
It's all over.
It is now.